Bonjour. Hi, everybody. My name is Leo, and I'm with the Children's Design International Collection. And we have a special guest today for our series of artists and their early years. We have with us today Mr. Roger Clark Miller. Roger, hi.
Bonjour, hi.
Thank you so much for taking part and being with us today with this short video. First off, I'm going to say that I discovered you through your visual arts because you are a conceptual artist. And 1 or 2 years ago, I found one of your frottage black and white drawing online, and I included it in the blog posting I did on the frottage art because we do have a blog post. But today we want to focus on your own personal archives. I had a sense that you had like a very tidy personal archive because you took quite a few weeks to go and seek out the item that you wanted to share with us today. You have a drawing. Is it a drawing that you have for us today?
It's a drawing. It's a scan of a drawing, but I do have a drawing. I've made it so it's a little easier to perceive over the internet.
Okay, and when was it made?
It was made in 1966 when I was 14 years old. So I was just kind of like a little kid who I hadn't really reached the level of really good self-reflection yet. That took like till I was 17 or 18. Mm-hmm. But so it's just me kind of drawing whatever was in my brain kind of.
And before you show it to us, how did it happen that you kept it? How did that object crossed all those decades, all those years? Was it among a stack of other pictures? Did it disappear at one point and reappear? Because sometimes it happens. Was it you personally or someone in the family who made sure that it was kept somewhere?
I have a deep sense of history. For some reason, I've always had it. I have stories that I wrote when I was 7 years old. I still have them. If I liked something all my life, I kept it. I just put it in a box somewhere.
And at that time, at 14, did you already know that you would pursue an artistic career?
No, I never considered my artwork to be important, but I always did it. Like ever since I was a kid, you know, I would write stories and I'd make the creatures that belonged in the stories and I'd make maps. And so at this point, when I show it to you, you'll understand. In 1966, Big Daddy Roth, who was the guy who made monster cars, like models you could put together, the Rat Fink, like gigantic, kind of crazy animals driving cars and stuff in the United States. It was very, very popular. And, you know, being a 14-year-old boy, I liked that kind of stuff. You know, I was still basically a kid. So that was kind of my model, was these kind of crazy monsters. And you could just make up names, like the Gazorp was the name of one monster. And so I named this one the Grobs. I made a bunch of them and they were all called Grobs, Grobs, because you could make up any word you wanted and call them things. I really liked that.
So we're going to be introduced to a Grob?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Grob.
Here is the Grob. I'm trying to make sure I can show it to you good. You can see it's mostly a head with a body, and it's got some things that would be inappropriate now, but you can see that it's just kind of crazy, a crazy monster creature. And
it looks like the body itself is a big mouth with very sharp teeth. The ears are as big as the eyes. We definitely see the bone in the hair up yes. In the air. And
I guess we're showing primitive nature. I don't know.
There's some words. I'm not sure if it says "ha-ha," but there's some words.
Ta-da! You know, like ta-da! Like I thought, I really liked it, and I was an introvert, an extreme introvert. So for me to say ta-da is different. Yeah.
And do you remember the moment when you made this particular one?
No. I was, you know, it was a doodling in my school, you know.
This was done while not listening at school, is that it? Well, that's about it for us. Thank you for showing us this precious image that is now about 40, 50, 55 years old, something or so.
I don't.
Thank you for
Well,
keeping
14,
it
16 years ago.
perfect. Thank you for keeping it preciously as well. And we take the opportunity to remind grown-up artists and families, keep the early drawings, keep the early paintings, keep the early collages, keep the work that kids make. We know what we're talking about at the Children's Design Collection, because we see it's not obvious to find images from the 60s, the 50s, even the 40s. And the 20th century children's art need to be preserved. And as the tablet now falls in the hands of the 2 years old, I mean, God knows whether we're going to keep drawings on paper in the next generation.
Okay.
So we thank you very much for this conversation with me today. Again, we invite people to go and visit rogerclarkmiller.com, your website, and we're encouraged to visit our website also at cdic-cide.org. That's it for us today, Roger. Thank you very much.